This is the fever mistake that nearly killed my nephew. Right now, parents are making this exact error in thousands of homes, and pediatric ERs are bracing for the consequences. Warning, your child's fever is trying to tell you something crucial, and 90% of parents are dangerously misreading the signs. What if I told you the fever facts you've trusted for years could actually be putting your child in mortal danger? I'm Kim, and today we're declaring war on deadly fever myths. With shocking new data from Harvard Medical School and emergency protocols even most doctors forget to mention. Let's start with the biggest lie parents believe about fevers, the one that's putting thousands of kids in danger every year. All fevers are bad and must be treated immediately. Wrong. The American Academy of Pediatrics says fevers are actually a good sign, your child's immune system working overtime to fight infection. But here's where parents mess up. Hold up, did you just make this life-threatening mistake? Most parents panic at any fever over 100 degrees Fahrenheit and rush to give medicine. But research shows treating low-grade fevers under 102 degrees Fahrenheit too soon can actually make the illness last longer. Your child's body is designed to heat up to kill germs. When you interfere too early, you're basically disarming their natural defenses. Now, I'm not saying never treat a fever. If your child is miserable, crying, refusing fluids, in pain, then yes, give acetaminophen or ibuprofen. But if they're playing, drinking water, and acting relatively normal, that fever is doing its job. Let it work. Did you know low fevers help fight infection? Pause. Type yes or no in the comments right now. Here's what's scary. A Johns Hopkins study found that 70% of parents give fever medicine when it's not needed. And the worst part? Some alternate between ibuprofen and acetaminophen every 2 hours, which can lead to accidental overdose. So remember, fever is the body's natural defense system. Your job isn't to break the fever. It's to keep your child comfortable while their immune system does its thing. And speaking of comfort, there's one dangerous comfort trick doctors beg parents to stop doing. We'll expose that next. Okay, let's tackle the scariest fever myth of all, the one that sends parents into full panic mode. High fevers cause brain damage. I hear this all the time, parents terrified because their child hit 104 degrees Fahrenheit, convinced permanent harm is happening. But here's the shocking truth from the CDC. Fevers from infections, even as high as 105 degrees Fahrenheit, do not damage the brain. Not even a little. Stop! This fact about fevers is a total lie. Brain damage only occurs if body temperature reaches 108 degrees Fahrenheit, which is nearly impossible from an infection alone. That extreme temperature usually only happens in cases of severe heat stroke or poisoning. Your child's body has a built-in thermostat that won't let a fever cook their brain. But here's what has happened. When parents panic at 104 degrees Fahrenheit, they often overmedicate, stacking ibuprofen and acetaminophen, giving cold baths, even rubbing alcohol on the skin, which we'll talk about later. These reactions cause more harm than the fever itself. Quick poll. Would you rush to the ER for a 104 degrees Fahrenheit fever with no other symptoms? Type yes or no in the comments. I read every single one. Now, I'm not saying ignore high fevers completely. If your child has a 104 degrees Fahrenheit fever plus lethargy, trouble breathing, or won't wake up properly, that's an emergency. But the number alone isn't the danger. It's the child's behavior that tells the real story. Pediatricians have a saying, treat the child, not the thermometer. A playful kid with 104 degrees Fahrenheit is less concerning than a listless kid with 101 degrees Fahrenheit. This is why doctors beg parents to stop obsessing over the number and start watching their child's eyes, energy, and responsiveness instead. Coming up next, the teething fever trap. Why millions of parents mistake a dangerous infection for just teeth. You won't believe how common this is. Now let's expose one of the most dangerous misconceptions in parenting, the teething fever myth that's putting babies at risk right now. Teething causes high fever. I hear this constantly from exhausted parents. Oh, it's just 101 degrees Fahrenheit from teething. No big deal. But here's the shocking truth from Mayo Clinic research. Warning, your baby's teething fever could be deadly. Teething might cause slight gum swelling and irritability, but multiple studies prove it does not cause true fever, 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. That temperature means an infection is present, likely an ear infection, UTI, or even meningitis in worst cases. I've reviewed cases where babies were brought in with 102 degrees Fahrenheit fevers that parents dismissed as just teething for days, only to discover serious bacterial infections. This delay in treatment can be life-threatening for infants under 6 months. Parents, have you ever mistaken an infection for teething? Type yes if this ever happened to you. These real stories save lives. Here's how to tell the difference. Real teething discomfort comes and goes, usually peaking at night. But an infection fever persists or worsens over 24 hours. And watch for these red flags: tugging ears, unusual crying, or refusing multiple feeds. The golden rule? Any fever 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or higher in a baby under 3 months demands immediate medical attention. No exceptions. For older babies, if the fever lasts more than 24 hours or comes with other symptoms, call your pediatrician. Next up, the shocking truth about those quick fix fever remedies your parents swore by. Why some could send your child to the ICU. Right now, parents are using dangerous fever hacks they learned from grandparents, social media, and even some doctors, and it's putting children's lives at risk. Alcohol rubs and ice baths lower fevers fast. This outdated advice isn't just wrong. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, it can be deadly. Here's why. Emergency warning. This common remedy could poison your child. Rubbing alcohol on skin absorbs into the bloodstream and can cause alcohol poisoning in children. Just 1 teaspoon of rubbing alcohol can be toxic for a toddler. Yet I still see this trick recommended in parenting groups. As for ice baths, they trigger violent shivering, which actually raises core body temperature. Imagine your sick child now fighting both infection and hypothermia. Or doctors see this terrifying combo every winter. Quick show of hands. Did your parents ever use alcohol rubs on you? Type yes or no. Let's see how common this still is. So what actually works? Pediatricians recommend light clothing, no heavy blankets. Lukewarm, not cold, sponge baths if the child is burning up. Hydration, small sips every 15 minutes. Medicine only if needed for comfort. But here's the most shocking part. Some parents are now overdosing on fever meds by following dangerous alternating schedule. Next, we'll reveal the only safe way to use acetaminophen and ibuprofen. Coming up, the medication mistake sending 10,000 kids to poison control every year, and the simple chart that could save your child's life. We've covered what not to do. Now let's arm you with life-saving knowledge. These are the exact warning signs that demand emergency action. Red flag, #1. Any fever, even 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, in a baby under 3 months. Their immune systems are too immature to fight infection. This isn't just precaution, it's survival. Emergency alert. These 3 signs mean danger. Act fast. Red flag, #2. Fever with stiff neck, severe headache, or purple rash. These could signal meningitis, where every minute counts. I've had parents save their child's life by recognizing this combo. Red flag, #3. High fever, 104 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, that won't respond to medication plus extreme lethargy. If your child can't stay awake to drink or make eye contact, this is organ failure territory. Would you recognize these signs in an emergency? Type now I do if this video just made you better prepared. But here's hopeful news. 92% of childhood fevers are harmless viral infections. The key is watching how your child acts, not just the thermometer number. Playing? Drinking? Probably okay. Limp? Unresponsive? Now. Smart, right? Before we close, I want to share one doctor's trick. Take video of concerning symptoms. It helps medical teams see what you saw at home. That's not just knowledge, that's power. You'll never again panic at 102 degrees Fahrenheit, but you'll also never ignore the real dangers. That balance? That's what makes an amazing. I want you to do one thing tonight. Open your Notes app and save these 3 emergency signs, because the best protection for your child isn't fear. It's being prepared. Smash that subscribe button. Next week, we're decoding rashes. Which ones vanish with cream, and which ones need 911. Until then, you've got this, super parent. Oh, and one last thing. Give yourself some credit to good parenting looks exactly like this.